what's the one piece of career advice you'd give to someone starting their career?
I think I have more than one career advice. It's hard to just choose one. One thing I would say is don't just solely focus on one aspect. Let's say you want to become a backend software engineer. Don't just focus on that. Try to get at least a basic understanding of other areas. And I'm not just speaking about, understanding about front-end engineering. Also, go beyond that. Get an understanding on product, on design, on the commercial aspects or operational aspects of the business. I think you have to also work on your communication skills, empathy, etc. All that will make sure you're a very solid engineer. Don't just focus on code. That's one thing. Then the second thing, I guess, is trust your instincts. Instincts are mostly, perhaps it's not as science-based, like, we're getting real data from the outside world running an experiment, but it's based on your own experiences. And mostly, when you follow your instincts, you will be more right than you're wrong, I would say. And the last thing I would say is, and this is something I think I made a mistake earlier in my career, which is follow and try to learn those who make complex things simple and not the other way around. You will have a lot of people who, again, try to make things more difficult than they are, and it's just not the way it's supposed to be. You will learn much more the other way.
Could you share with us a pivotal moment in your career journey that's had a significant impact on you?
I think, at least in my personal experience, there's been several small moments that help shape my career, right, for the better or the worse. But I remember one thing that happened, probably 8 or 9 years ago already, 10, I don't know, which was, I was a senior engineer back then, and I got a new manager. I hadn't been in that company for long, and I wasn't the most senior engineer in the company. There were plenty of people more experienced than me. And my manager, the new manager, came ask me, so what do you want to do, like, going forward? And I was like, I would really like to start leading teams and getting into people management, and so on. And he said, okay, there's a few roles like coming up soon, apply to them. And I was like, but there's like, I don't know, 10 other people who are much more qualified than me and more experienced. Like, that's okay, just do it. I mean, apply anyway. You believe in yourself. And I applied for one of those roles. I went through the interview process because there were many people applying, and I got one of those, and I became like a team leader, tech leader.
Oh, wow, fantastic.
But that was really cool. Yeah, I think, I got, this person gave me the confidence I needed to just go for it. So yeah, that was a really good moment in my career.
How do you approach challenges and setbacks in your professional life? And what's your kind of go-to strategy for overcoming these?
Well, everyone has setbacks in their life, in our personal lives, at work, of course. And I think as time goes by and we grow older, we learn to tackle them or to go through these challenges a bit better. One thing I try to keep in mind is that when things go well, I'm not as good as I think I am. And when things are not going that well, hey, I'm not that bad either, okay? So I try to stay balanced no matter how things are going. But one thing that I strongly recommend to everyone, and I do this, and I have been doing this for, close to 2 decades or so, is I do therapy. And I think trying to go through all the challenges that just life throws at you by yourself is just too difficult. We get help for any other thing. You have any other sort of problem, I don't know, your arm hurts, you go to the doctor, right? So if your mind or your mental health hurts, or you're struggling with the situation in life, why don't you seek help, right? I've been doing that, and it's been incredibly helpful. And not only that, I try to still go to therapy, even if I'm feeling well, if I'm feeling, at a high, let's say.